better to ask you about some of your new teammates. You got two new guys in the room, and I know
Yep.
you're busy focused on yourself out here, but just what are you seeing from Isaac and Dominic as they're getting acclimated here their first game?
They're doing good. I think that we're excited as vets to see young guys come in. Offense isn't the easiest. We got a lot of moving parts, but they're doing a great job of, getting the whole offense, getting kind of an idea of the offense. Going out there making plays. Isaac had a huge play today to end the practice. Been making plays all camp. Dom's been making plays all camp. So all the young guys have been balling, man. For me, it's nice to see. Every year I feel like we bring in a great group of young guys and they go out there and compete. So I'm excited to watch them go out there preseason and go ball out.
As an established vet, how much do you put on yourself to kind of help them through those hurdles of learning the offense?
Yeah, I try to help wherever I can. Any questions they have, things that kind of have helped me when I was, trying to learn the offense, little things like that. I try to give them tips and reminders. But at the end of the day, I just want them to play fast. Don't worry too much about being a rookie, trying to impress the coaches. Just go out there and play. You've been playing football your whole life. Now that you're in the NFL, it's the same ball. It's the same corner route you've been running for your whole life, just at a different level. So I just want them to understand it's the same game, man. It's just go out there, have fun, make plays, and you correct the mistakes when you're done with practice.
He's fellow day 3 draft pick. Is there some solidarity in pulling for a guy like that or helping him along to make sure that that chip never leaves his shoulder too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always pulling for guys. Guys that get drafted late. You kind of can. I feel like they have a different. A lot of them have a different kind of sense of the league. They get drafted later. They feel like everyone feels like they should have gone high. I feel like, but it's always nice to see kind of not like a duplicate of me, but you kind of can see yourself in a young guy drafted late, wants to make the team, is doing everything he can to make the team, is making plays, competing. So I love being able to sit back and watch those guys work. It's a lot of fun, man, cheering them on. They make big plays. I mean, Meeks had a one-hand catch today. Dom had one the other day. Isaac's and in practice with touchdowns, so it's awesome to see.
Yeah, I've heard all offseason that not much is changing with this offense. At this point, do you feel like the execution is at the same level as you guys are grown accustomed to?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a learning curve. This is day 5 of camp, something like that. Day 2 of pad. So, and a lot of us weren't practicing during OTA. So, to get everyone back together, practicing now, it's going to be a learning curve. But I think we're executing. We're doing just fine right now. There's hiccups, obviously, but there's flashes of us executing at a high level. There's flashes of us, making mistakes. So, I think it's a combination of both. But I think if we're all on the same page, as we move forward to all try to reach that same goal, I think we'll be just fine.
Dan said that makings of another season where this team's one of the elite offenses in football?
I think so. I mean, it's early, but I feel like when you have the guys that we have on our offense, with the quarterback that we have, the O-line, the weapons, I mean, it's hard to not think you're going to have a top offense. Obviously, you got to put the work in. You got to, execute out in the practice field. You got to compete, know your assignments, everything like that. But I think, like I said, with the guys that we have on our offense, I feel like we're pretty dominant. We feel like we can beat anyone across from us. It's just a matter of us putting it together and making those plays.
Dan said that JMO is now just tapping into his full potential. Can you describe what you're seeing from him through the first 5 days of practice?
Yeah, he's doing great. JMO just keeps getting better. I feel like I get the JMO question every year. You guys don't let it go. So this is my 4th year now answering, how's JMO doing? And it's going to be the same answer every year. He's doing great. He's gotten better every year in this league. And, I mean, you guys know who JMO is now. So, yeah, JMO is JMO. He's fast. You guys know that. He's going to make plays. And we're happy to have him on our team. He's a beast.
You got to see Scotty, the way he's coached the running back for the last 2 years, just a perfectionist. He's demanding. You add that to your room. What has he given to you that, something maybe a little bit different for you this year?
Yeah, I think, Scotty, he's great. We love him. I love him as a receiver coach, not only because he already knows us, because he was here with us the last 2 years, but because he's coached receivers. He's done it. He's coached the backs. He's coached so many different things. So when we're doing the run game now, he's teaching us what the running back's seeing. So what kind of cuts the running back wants to make, what the running back's like in terms of how we block the DBs, the safeties, whatever it may be, if we should, inside shade, whatever it is. And then in the pass game, his details, his tips on how to get open for us, I feel like is great. He knows a lot about getting open as a receiver. He played the position. So we love Scotty. Like I said, he's super detailed. He's smart. He understands his players, and he loves us.
Going back to the rookies, is it more challenging for them in the sense that you and James and Tim, you guys are at such an advanced level, in this offense, the system has kind of gone to that next level. I mean, for them to kind of be integrated, whereas like if you guys were all kind of starting at the same level, like you were in 2022, for instance.
Yeah, your question is hard.
Yeah, like is it harder for them to get integrated into the system? In
Um,
a sense because you guys have such
Yeah. I mean, I do sometimes feel bad for the rookies. I feel like we have so much going on, and they're just coming in, getting thrown in the fire. I mean, I remember when I was a rookie, it was a lot. Obviously, it was a completely different offense, but I know it's a lot for these rookies. But I think they're doing a great job of getting everything, conceptualizing the plays, the concepts. They have questions to ask, but I think the coaches are doing a great job of installing it. Us as vets are trying to help them wherever we can. And then when they get out there, I mean, they kind of know what plays they got, where they're going to be in. So that kind of helps. But, I mean, the hardest part is always when it's a period where you don't know what's going to be called. He has the whole play call sheet, and the whole playbook is open. Those are always the hardest times. But the rookies are doing great. I give them a lot of credit. This offense isn't easy, and they're picking it up pretty fast.
How advanced is it? How advanced is the offense right now? I mean, from where it was in 2020, just seeing getting to the next level.
I think it's pretty advanced. I mean, this is my second offense. It's kind of a mixture of Ben's offense and Johnny Moe. So I haven't experienced too many offenses in this league, but I feel like our offense is pretty detailed. You got to be at the right depth, right splits, right alignment, everything, while still trying to play fast and get open and make plays. So I think our offense is pretty tough, pretty detailed. But I think with us who have kind of been in it for a while, with the coaches and then the rookies coming in, we all kind of help them out, help each other out. Coaches are helping us out too because it's new stuff. So it's been great.
Is the verbiage of the play calls in the offense the same as how it's been?
Some of the verbiage is the same, some of it's different. So I would say it's a mix of like 50-50. Some formations are the same, some are different. So he's kind of grabbed stuff from his offenses, kind of kept stuff the same from the offense that we had. Just kind of mixed everything in. So a lot of the stuff we know, but some of the stuff obviously we got to learn, and it's new stuff. So it's a mixture of everything.
You mentioned John Morton. Talked to Khalif a couple of days ago, and he said that so far he's been really detailed and very transparent of what the expectations are. Just what have you seen from him early on, and what he's brought to the team?
Well, John, who's that?
John Morton.
Yeah, he's been awesome. Like I said, he's bringing a mixture of the stuff that he did in his coaching career that has worked for him, stuff that has worked for us the last 2-3 years in our offense that we've been great at. He's mixing it all together and kind of making his own offense. But like I said, it's a lot of new stuff, a lot of the same stuff. We're mixing it all together, and we're making it work.
You see Jameer becoming.
You've seen Terry make a lot of plays in coverage. You've seen a lot of him so far. Just how does he look different to you so far? 3-6 back this season.
Yeah, he looks great. I feel like he's gained some weight. That is something I've noticed. But he looks awesome. His feet look good. He's patient. I'm excited to go against him every day. But I'm more excited to see what he does this year. I feel like he has a little chip on his shoulder, and I'm glad he does because he has the ability. He's a great, I think, athlete in general. The things that he can do, whether it's catching the ball, his hips, everything. So I'm excited to go out there, watch him play this season because I know he's going to be, whatever happened last year, he's going to be 10 times better.
Before the pass got on, you guys was a little chippy out there, man.
This is the fifth last question. Go ahead.
I got over here
All right,
late.
real quick, last one.
I got over here late, but just the chippy. How much have you enjoyed just the physicality of this year's training camp so far?
It's been good. I feel like every year it's chippy. I think that's just the kind of the Detroit way. When you compete like this and coach lets you compete and you're going live and you're doing all this stuff, when you got competitors like us, I think sometimes that chippiness just comes out. But it's all love at the end of the day. We all know we're trying to reach that end goal. We're teammates. But I think it's just training camp. Once the season starts, I mean, you're giving each other looks. You're trying to make each other better, prepare each other for the game. So just training camp. That's how it goes. Just us competing.
We see Jameer out there with the receivers a little more this year. Do you feel like he can be even more of a weapon in the passing game this year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're doing a lot of two-back stuff, which is awesome. Split Jameer out wide, kind of create create little mismatches with him. So I'm excited to see, what we can do with him, because we all know what happens when he gets the ball. So it's going to be awesome. I feel like we can do so many different things with our offense. I think the coaches understand that. They realize that. So they're trying to find different ways to get, different guys involved. And obviously, I think, we're just experimenting right now, but a lot of that stuff will be in the game.
But how different is this camp to coming out as a rookie in camp, being a dad, being a father, and just this, do you ever reflect and just look back at your journey here so far?
Yeah, it's a lot different. A lot more mature than I was rookie year. A lot has changed. I got a family now. I got 3 kids. But it's all for the better, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. And football-wise, everything just keeps on slowing down, get more comfortable with everything. So.
What is it like working with Ratledge next to you? And, how much of a difference is that when you're with a rookie next to you versus somebody like Kevin?
Honestly, there's not much of a difference. Tate's done a really good job of coming in here and being about his business. And each and every day, he makes every rep count.
Wait for me, Caleb.
Caleb's over there. But,
Wait for me.
You want to go get him?
Yeah.
Okay, go get him. Job of knowing what to do, and just go that way. Looking forward to keep on building that relationship with him.
Talk about Hank Fraley a little bit. How pivotal is he going to be helping this line? You've pretty much had a solid unit your whole career, but how pivotal is he to keep it together with all the new pieces you guys have?
I mean, I think he'll do a great job, just like each and every year. Just because there's new faces in the room, and the younger room doesn't, I think, change who he is and how he approaches coaching. So even the vets in the room has a hand in passing it down to the younger guys and making sure those guys are ready.
We talked to you in the spring, and you said kind of your focus the offseason was slinging weight and getting stronger. Now with 2 days of the pads on, have you noticed the off-season training, the added strength to your game?
A little bit. I mean, I haven't really been kind of focusing on that at all. I've just been in the playbook and trying to help the younger guys elevate their game. And that's really the most important thing for myself right now, is making sure those young guys and the first group especially is ready to go.
What do you personally do with those young guys to help them get ready? Like, what does that look like?
You just constantly tell them that you're a shoulder to lean on, and you constantly tell them that I'm here if you have any questions. And even if I see something, I try not to wait for him to ask, and I take it upon myself to step forward and voice my perspective and what I would do differently, and what even past players would do. Like sometimes I even dig deep into Big V's bag and mention him and what he would do, and I would bring up Jonah Jackson and then now Frank Ragnow. So I had a lot of great examples to pick and choose from, and to share with the guys what they did.
This is a soft one, but to see so many fans in campus, the first day fans have been obviously out here with you guys. You know what this city's like, how passionate this fan base is like. How much is your relationship with them grown over the years?
I think a lot more, I guess, personal. They've kind of now, everyone kind of knows about my family. Everyone knows that about my kids' life, and so on and so forth. So other than that, I think everything kind of just remains the same.
Does that desire, knowing this fan base, knowing the blue-collar nature of this town, make you, I know you always want to win everything, but does it make you want to win it even more for them?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, without the fans, you don't really feel the energy of Detroit, Without them, I don't think Detroit is what it is right now. They bring that passion and they bring that grit that we preach about each and every day. So without them, I don't think we're the same team. So I think every player in that locker room, with their personal and team goals aside, the fans are alongside with them.
You speak about those battles with Aiden Hutchinson, man. Coming back, he's been hearing a lot of good news, but going up and matched against him, man, has he improved in any ways at all, or what are you seeing out of him early on in camp?
That man is the same Hutch, if not better, bro. He's done a great job with rehab, and he's done a great job of putting himself and his body in position to do camp. So we just got to keep on going. Just like he said, first breakdown of team. This is a marathon, and each day we got to come out consistent, and you try to you try to avoid the divots being too deep, and you just kind of make them shorter and shorter as you keep on going.
When you change out the interior like you have, I mean, what should the expectation be for this offensive line? Can it reach the same standard?
The standard's a standard, regardless of who comes in. And the standard never changes for anybody. You got to come in knowing that. You got to come up and execute to that standard. It's been in place by the guys before us, and it's our duty and it's our responsibility to uphold it.
Guys, time for 2 more. The last time we spoke was the day after the Rams game, and you were almost to the point of being speechless. You were so upset about that loss. Just how long did that loss go for you this offseason?
Probably just like 2 more days after that, but then at the end of the day, life goes on. And the great thing about this game is you have a next opportunity, and that's what we're all striving for. Regardless, honestly, who cares about what happened? So we're taking steps forward, and each and every day we work into greatness.
How often do you find yourself thinking about September 7th, and is it a challenge to dial yourself back into what the task is?
I don't know if this is bad or not, but I have no clue what September 7th holds. Yeah, I kind of said it back last year. I'm a day-to-day. I don't even know what date it is today, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean, every opponent on that schedule, it is what it is. We're going to see them eventually. They know that. We know that. So all we got to do right now is to work. You focus on today's, and you keep on building upon that. Now it's time to go clean up the tape, and then just keep taking steps forward into now.
I want to ask you about Lovett. I don't know how much you've gone up against him in practice here, but young rookie, late round pick, like popping to us.
The thing I like about these rookies, man, even Meeks, Lovett, Meeks, they're open books, man. They wouldn't have learned. Like, we had a conversation in a treatment room and in the tubs. It was like, hey, man, watch one-on-ones. Let me know what I need to work on. What would you do? You know what I'm saying? Lovett, Meeks, both of them. So those guys are open books and they're ready to learn. That shows that they love the game and they want to get better.
Did you go back and watch the one-on-ones or tell them anything?
I definitely did. I definitely did. I'm a film junkie, man. I watch film all the time. I watch film all the time.
What did you give them, if anything?
I stay consistent. Stay consistent and trying to do the same thing because vets, they'll be able to pick it back on stuff that if we see you guys doing the same thing, you got to be able to have more weapons in your toolbox. That's all I told him.
What about Isaac? What stands out about him?
Yeah, he's been doing wonderful, man. He's been doing wonderful. Big body guy. That's his rule. Jump ball, block. You know what I'm saying? That's his rule. He gonna continue like same thing with him. He gonna continue getting better.
Hey, for you, we saw it last year, right? And your ability and shining doing it, covering Jets in that game, but playing a lot outside here when one of these corners is down, even when they're up. Just, you have a preference? What do you like about that? What do you showing your versatility?
When they always ask me, I'm not trying to single myself out or nothing, but when they always ask me, hey man, what you like to play best?
You want to go? Yeah.
I'm a football player, man. I'm a DB. I'm not a corner, I'm not a nickel. I'm a DB. Wherever this team need me to be at, I'm going to go out there and play and, make sure we don't have a drop off. I'm going to do, just as good as if DJ Reed or if Arnold or whoever comes out, I got to pick up that slack, man, and, continue helping his defense.
I know it's early, but what have you seen from the game confidence from Terry and Arnold? We know he's out there making plays, and what are you seeing? How would you see it from the first week?
He's balling. He's balling, man. I told him we was in the locker room talking, I told him, man, I see his growth. But me as a vet, I've been there before. I'm still an open book, but I always tell him, man, keep your head level. Because sometimes when you're doing good, you could kind of get, big-headed. You gotta stay humble. But he knows that. He's not a big-headed guy. I'm just the type of teammate and player, I want what's best for him. So I'm going to continue telling him about the little things.
How's the arm feeling?
Great. Yeah, I got to wear this pad for a couple of weeks, but season started.
Season or no?
Hell.
What is it? Just protecting like
like if I get a shot, whatever, or throw my shoulder in there, just to protect to see how I feel. But during the season coming off.
Kelvin mentioned the big emphasis is obviously getting the ball out, takeaways and stuff. How much is he harping on that, and how do you think you guys have fared with that so far?
We've been getting some turnovers since offense taking care of the ball, but we are just very detailed and emphasizing getting the ball. You know, and that's even if the play over, we still gonna punch after the ball. You know, we're gonna work our techniques. You know, so when you work it out here, it becomes norm in the game. You know, so Shep emphasizes getting the ball, man, because we know what kind of offense we have. They're very explosive. So, you know, we're going to try to get the ball back, man, and, you know, help offense put some points on the board.
What do you think has made the biggest improvements from what you've observed defensively in that regard? I mean, trying to get the ball.
Me personally, as far as the defensive backfield, I like how TA's playing. So far, you know, just where he was his rookie year.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that's just me, you know, because that's a guy that I kind of be on a, you know what I'm saying, be on a lot. So he's definitely a guy that's took a step. You know, I just gotta stay on him, make sure he keep his head level.
It's going well. Trying to limit mistakes every day, get out here, get in what I can, get better every day.
Now, they moving you around a lot. Is it harder mentally for you, or is it just, you know, football?
I like to think it's just football. That's how I approach it. Try not to put too much mentally on my plate, like as much as I already have. I try not to overload that by doing more myself. So go out there, do my job no matter where I am.
You hope to get a lot of work in preseason for the games, or they tell you guys are just getting ready for the season?
I hope I get as many reps as I can. I need it.
Okay, all right. You looking good out there? Center doesn't give you any problem since you didn't really play it in college?
There's definitely a few hiccups, more so than guard. Just nuances to the position. But other than that, I feel like I'm doing a decent job picking stuff up.
Tate, how helpful have the other guys been? You know, like you talk about Taylor Decker and you talk about some of the veterans. How helpful have they been to you?
Oh, I can't thank them enough for what they've done since I've already been here. Graham, Penei, Taylor, they've all done a great job helping me. So it's been a huge help having those guys around.
What is the first thing a center has to do? I mean, I know it, you know, block of course, but what is the first thing, your first number one issue when you play center?
Identify the front and then make the mic point, get everybody on the same page, tell everybody where they're going. So if you mess that up, play doesn't stand a great chance.
Now, a lot of people think the snap is that point. Is the snap the easiest part of playing center?
Yes, because you're not thinking about it. You got so many other things running through your head, you're thinking about other stuff.
Not a bad finish practice there, huh?
Yeah, it was a fun one. Yeah, definitely not a perfect practice by any means, but it's always nice when you can end with a big play like that.
You've been obviously dealing with, you know, a little bit of kind of knee pain, battling through it. Just how important has that been for you to kind of battle through that, continue to come out here, make plays, grind, and just kind of be that guy?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I try my best not to let my knee deter me at all. Obviously, you know, it hurts a little bit, but I mean, I guarantee you, out of everyone that's out on the field right now, someone's dealing with something pain-wise. That's just how the game of football is. So maybe mine's a little more noticeable, but for me, it's just trying to grind through it and just focus on the things I need to focus on and kind of just, as it warms up, just not think about it as much.
What are you dealing with?
I'd rather not say.
Dan was saying we're probably going to see some of the rookies. Now, are you anticipating the plan in the preseason, and what you hope to get out of preseason training camp your first year?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about what we're going to be doing for training or for a preseason game in terms of playing time and stuff. I would assume a lot of the rookies would be getting a lot of opportunities. So, I mean, for us, it's our first action out there going against someone that's not our defense. So, really putting everything into place, making sure we got all the playbook and just team chemistry. Like I said, it's the first time we're all going to be out there together. So, just as the bullets are flying, just making sure we're doing our best.
You showed up yesterday in the one-on-one drills too, just with the pads on. What's it mean to you to be able to show off your size and speed in those one-on-one padded drills like that?
Yeah, I mean, I love one-on-ones for that very reason. Obviously, you know, DBs are normally a little bit smaller than receivers, so that definitely gives me an advantage. Like you saw yesterday, just going over the top. Obviously, a great ball from the quarterback, and then the one stepping inside, giving a little something at the top. Once again, I mean, I wouldn't be making those plays if it wasn't for the quarterback. And obviously, once we get into team drills, the offensive line blocking and stuff, obviously it's a little different in one-on-ones when there's not any pass for us. But no, it's been fun. It's been good.
It's the second night in a row you had a catch like that. What is beyond physical, you know, your hands and your height, what is it that you think you can go up and get a ball like that?
I think it's just repetition. I mean, the only reason I'm able to make those catches is because I'm doing them in practice. So it's really just what it comes down to is repetition, and then once you get into practice and stuff and games, it's just routine for you.
You've been out there now with J-Mo, obviously, is a guy that's developing, now tapping into his potential. What can you gain from a player like that, that's speedy and also emerging as a young, talented wideout?
Yeah, obviously as a wideout, extremely talented. He's got every piece that you want in a receiver, the speed, the size, the hands. I think that just the best part of him is the energy that he brings to practice every day. You see him, makes a good play, he's throwing the ball. Obviously you can't do that in a game. It's going to be a delay game or whatever. But I think just that energy, and he's always, you know, talking crap to the DBs. Like, he's just always bringing it every single day, and I really appreciate it, and I feel like I can learn that from him.
What happened to the knee, by the way?
Just something that's been lingering.
Dan brought up special teams with a bunch of your receivers. Do you think that's a place you can contribute as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I played a lot of special teams in college. I think that's something that's going to carry over well in the league. Just buying into what Coach Phipp has me playing at. Like I've said before, I'm a wide receiver, so, I got the speed to me, but also being a little bit bigger set guy, I feel like that's going to give me an advantage on special teams as well.
Just how fun has this been last week? Has it lived up to your expectations?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a grind. It's definitely a grind. Training camp is a grind. I mean, we've been doing it since fall camp, since high school, so you always forget how much of a grind it is until you're really here. But, I mean, I'm just blessed. I was just walking that way, seeing the Lions logo on the field. Just soaking all this in is just crazy that I'm in this position.
I know it's early, but looking at John Morton's offense in total, how do you feel like it suits your needs and how it can help you enhance what you bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just every receiver is going to be running every different route in the route tree. I think that's something that's really special, really different. So you're not just going to be, a cookie cutter guy who's out there like an X running those. You're not just a possession catcher. You're going to be running things that are running inside, moving into the slot. So I think it just appeals to everyone's different needs. And obviously we got some really special guys on offense that he's going to be able to do some really creative things with.
You mentioned the contested catches, Dom. A couple of them today. What goes into being good in traffic and having that concentration?
Really just being confident. Like if the quarterback's throwing you the ball, he's trusting that you're going to make that play. So really just having confidence when the ball is coming your way, looking the ball in, and just catching it. Like, honestly, you can't do anything. I think about it, you can't do anything until you catch the ball. So no matter if it's behind you, above you, low, high, right on you, like you can't do anything until you catch the ball. So don't worry about getting hit. Don't worry about getting none of that because it's football. You're going to get hit. So you might as well catch it.
Went back and watched your Georgia tape between the last time we talked to you, and a lot of motion stuff, a lot of decoy stuff, some gimmicky stuff in there. How different is what you are being asked to in this offense versus what you're doing in Georgia's scheme?
Honestly, it's not that different. I feel like, football, like they say, it's a copycat league. We might take ketchup and just call it mustard. We might take mustard and call it mayonnaise, So I feel like it's just all about, your skill set and how the coach can, use you.
You referenced that chip on your shoulder. Asked Amon-Ra if there's a kinship with being day 3 draft picks that kind of come in with something to prove. Do you feel that sense, like you should have been drafted higher and you got to prove it every day out here?
I mean, I feel like because everybody wants to go like first round. But, honestly, when it came down to it, I was just glad that, that my name came across the screen and I was one of the, how many draft picks is it, like 256? 260. So I was just glad that I was just one of the 260 that got called. And then, with the Lions organization, calling me and taking a chance on me, that's all I really needed because, I just love to play football. So when I got the opportunity, I was jumping for joy. And, every day that I'm in the building, I try to learn from the vets how they go about their recovery, how they go about, taking notes, what do they do on their off days, once again, just, being a sponge in every which way I can.
So it doesn't hurt. You don't have the list like Amon-Ra has.
Nah, not for real, It did kind of hurt a little bit, but I feel like that pain, I just kind of turned that into like fuel because now that we out here, the draft over with now. You can't keep, looking in the rearview mirror. You just got to keep looking forward. You just got to keep taking steps.
And you got an organization that's giving you a shot.
Yeah, so that's really all I can, that's really all I can ask for, and I'm thankful to the fullest.
I know it's early, but just looking at John Morton's offense, how do you feel like it fits you and highlights what you can bring to the table?
I really feel like whatever your skill set is, like he know like how to put guys which way. He's looked at all of our film, as Ricky just came in from college, same old, all the vets, they all been here, so he know they game and just how the offense fits us. I just feel like it's just wonderful. So I feel like you can put anybody anywhere and still get the same type of exposure or get the same type of positiveness.
How similar is it to what you kind of? How similar is the offense to what you kind of learned with Coach Monk? And obviously he's played, not last year, but the years before. Obviously he's an NFL guy now too. So is the offense you feel like somewhat similar to some of the stuff that you had at Georgia?
I actually didn't have Ty Munger.
Huh?
I actually didn't have. I had Bobo,
okay.
But honestly, I feel like it's the same. People just change like the terminology.
Okay.
I feel that when Monkey had left, he had handed the offense to Bobo, and I feel like the Bobo did a great job with it. And then now coming to the league, a lot of the same concepts go into Johnny Moe's offense. We just call it different things. So I feel like that I was plugged right in, to a great situation, great people to learn from.
Johnny Moe was the fastest receiver coming out the year he came out of the combine.
Yeah, he shows us his speed in the film all the time.
Has he ever shown you any of his clips?
Nah, he be showing us like 1960 clips of football.
What's he show? Like, what's he pull up? What's he trying to?
He just show us like the install like through like a film. So he just be funny.
I know you praised Jackson Meeks, you know, at last time we talked to you. He's out here balling too. You know, how happy does that make you to see your guy also kind of capitalizing on some of his opportunities?
It really just shows that all you need is an opportunity, and you know, when you've been training and you've been having that chip on your shoulder like Jackson Meeks since, you know, college, when the ball comes your way, you know, you have no choice but to make a play. And to see him make that play and get hype, it brought me nothing but, you know, joy and laughter. And then I told him, I was like, you know, we just got to keep stacking days. And go for all, you know, the rookies, all of us trying to, you know, make the team. And, you know, when the ball come your way, you know, you just got to, you know, make plays.
Is there a better feeling than the crowd going crazy like that for you?
There's no better feeling than seeing your guys do good. That's what I'm going to say.